Hello, welcome back to our lesson 16, that is a continuation of small signal analysis of the BJT. So in the last class I have told you that for doing the small signal analysis, in the small signal analysis we are analyzing the total response of our transistor or BJT as an amplifier. So the total response according to the superposition theorem is the sum of the DC response as well as the AC response. So it is the sum of the DC response as well as the AC response. And in the DC response we have learned of the biasing circuits. We have found out the DC response using the biasing circuits, and in order to find out the AC response we have to apply the AC signal and we have to analyze our system. So we know that AC response can be a large signal AC response or a power signal, and it can also be a small signal or AC response. So this small signal analysis we are doing here. Okay, so for AC analysis, small signal AC analysis, the transistor is given with an input which is of a very small quantity, so that the transistor will remain in our active region. Transistor active region in ninna മാത്രമല്ലേ നമുക്ക് എന്ത് പറ്റത്തുള്ളൂ, amplifier ആയിട്ട് work ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റത്തുള്ളൂ. So I have already given you that there are two steps for following our small signal analysis. So we are performing our small signal analysis in two steps. First step, we are drawing the equivalent circuit. In the first step we are drawing the equivalent circuit, and in the second step what we are doing, in the second step we are proceeding for finding out the equivalent model. Okay, so first step we have found out equivalent circuit, and in the second step what we are finding out, we are finding out the equivalent model. So these are the two steps to perform our small signal analysis. So shall I continue with it? So while performing the small signal analysis, first step we have done the equivalent circuit. How have we done this equivalent circuit? That is, we have done the equivalent circuit also in three steps. That is, in the first step we have short circuited all the sources. All the sources are short circuited. Sources, DC sources, shorted all the DC sources, that is DC sources. Then we have short circuited all the capacitors, and finally what we have done, we have redrawn our circuit. We have redrawn our circuit using this modification. So in the three step, first step we have removed the DC circuit or DC sources, equivalent circuit. We have shorted the DC sources or DC sources are removed. In the second step we have assumed a large value of capacitance, so the capacitors are short circuited and we have redrawn the circuit. Okay, so what will be the result of this circuit? As a result of this, our circuit will have a BJT. The result is our circuit will have a BJT plus equivalent circuit elements, Okay, now what we have to do is, in order to analyze the BJT, what we have to do is, we have to remove our this BJT also. We have to remove this BJT also. So what we will do, we will form the equivalent model of the BJT. What is equivalent model? Equivalent model, I have already given the definition, that equivalent model is the recombination of the circuit elements to best represent the characteristics of a BJT or the characteristics of the practical BJT. So the circuit elements, it is a recombination of the circuit elements to best represent the characteristics of BJT. Okay, so in the first step we have formed the equivalent circuit, and in the second step we are forming the equivalent model. So the BJT, as we know, it is a linear element in active region. It can be formed by using hybrid dynamic resistance model, hybrid model, and the modification is hybrid pi model. So I have already given you an example using this dynamic resistance method. Now what we are going to do is we are going to search for the hybrid method, or we are going to analyze how we are going to analyze the response using hybrid equivalent model. So this was the equivalent circuit model which I have taught you in our last lesson. Okay, so now if we are, all these are the circuit elements, simplified circuit elements, that is resistances, voltage source, alone. But you can see that this is a practical element. Okay, all others are ideal element, whereas this is a practical element or BJT. This BJT should be replaced with the equivalent circuit model. Okay, so if I have to say, then this is my input impedance, Zi input impedance. If I look from here, the impedance that is in between this point, that is output impedance is at 0. And what are the other parameters we have to find out? We have to find out the current gain, we have to find out the voltage gain, and we have to find out the power gain. We have to find out these three terms. Okay, so what we are going to discuss today is the hybrid model. In the hybrid model, what is the speciality of this hybrid model, or what is the disadvantage of this hybrid model is, this model is a general model. It talks only generally about the circuit, as if we are doing in our circuits and network class. That is, we are just saying in a linear bilateral n-port network, like that. Generally it is saying. So this is a general model. We can't customize it. Okay, no, customization is not given in the hybrid model. So what are the parameters we know? We have here, we have the input voltage V in, we have the output voltage V out, and we know the input current II and input output current I0. We should know all these parameters, and we are going to represent this BJT in the simplified form. That is called a hybrid model. Okay, so why do we represent this in a simplified equivalent circuit? Because the practical switches, we cannot apply the network theorems or the circuit theorems directly to the practical switches like this. For that, we have to make it into simplified equivalent circuit elements. We have to represent it using simplified elements. Okay, that's why we are using equivalent model. So equivalent model, we are converting this BJT into simplified circuit elements like inductors, capacitors, voltage sources, resistors, current sources, like that we are representing. Okay, so hybrid model, I will tell you why we call this model as a hybrid model. Before that, hybrid model, in a hybrid model we are discussing the circuit in general terms only. In general means this is a here it is an input and there is an output. Okay, so this is a two-port network. There is an input port as well as the output port. So naturally this hybrid model will be expressed as if expressed generally as if a two-port network. That is, there is a circuit and there is an input port and there is an output port. This is a two-port network. Okay, and the input current is II or I1 and the output current is I2, because here collector current I2, and the input voltage is Vi and the output voltage is V0. So we are expressing in terms of general two-port network, and we are having 4 parameters. So in a hybrid network, what we are doing is we are representing dependent parameters in terms of independent parameters. For example, the transistor is current controlled. If I have to find out the output current IC, how can I write? IC is equal to, this is common emitter configuration. So beta times input current, that is IB. IC is equal to beta times IB, which means that my output current is a function of my input current. Output current is a function of my input current. Okay, so how can I classify my variables? I can classify my variables as, how can I classify? This is an independent variable. IB is an independent variable, whereas this IB is an independent variable, whereas this IC is a dependent variable. So in a hybrid model, what we are doing is, we are representing our circuit in terms of a two-port network, general two-port network. So this is the input is V1. I am writing in terms of circuit analysis. Okay, in terms of circuit. So V1, V2. This is my first port, input port, and this is my second port, output port. So this is a two-port network. This entire thing. Okay, this entire thing is represented by this square block. Okay, and the current coming is I1. Why am I representing using small letters? Small letter represent because it is instantaneous value or AC value. It is AC value. So I am representing with I1, I2. If it was instantaneous, then I will say I1 of t for that instant, for tth instant. Okay. So this is the equation, and this is the diagram, and I know here we have four variables. What are the four variables? That is input current, input voltage, as well as output current V0 and output voltage I0. Here I am representing using V2 and I2. So we have four parameters. Like this, we are classifying the parameters into dependent parameters as well as independent parameters. We are classifying these four parameters into dependent and independent. So we know that this is independent parameter, IB or I1. Input current is independent parameter. So I am classifying it as independent parameter. Okay, and what is I2? I2 is dependent parameter. So I am representing this as dependent parameter. I2 depends on independent parameter I1. Similarly, what about our V2? V2 I am representing it as independent parameter, and V1 I am representing it as dependent parameter. So V2 is independent parameter. So now in a hybrid model, we are representing our parameters in terms of dependent parameters and independent parameters, dependent and independent parameters. What are the dependent parameters? Dependent parameters are I2 and V1 are the dependent parameters, as well as what are the independent parameters? Independent parameters are I1 and V2. I1 and V2 are independent. I1 and V2 are independent, whereas I2 and V1 are independent parameters. So how can I write the same in an equation form, which is the dependent parameter V1 and I2? So I can write my dependent parameter V1. My dependent parameter V1 is a function of, V1 depends on what are the functions? VCE equation we know, isn't it? We have found out VCE equation. In that, input equation also will be there. That is VCE is equal to VCC minus ICRC. VCC minus ICRC. IC is output current. IC is beta times IB. So it is a function of my V1 is a function of my independent parameter I1 as well as the output voltage V2. I can write like that because these two are independent. And I can also write that my output current I2 is also some another function of what? Some another function of I1 and V2. Okay, so these are independent whose values will not change. It will be whose values it is not will not change. Will not change എന്നല്ല, I1 ന്റെയും V2 ന്റെ വാല്യൂ ചേഞ്ച് ചെയ്യില്ല എന്നല്ല, പക്ഷെ I1 ഉം V2 ഉം ഇൻഡിപെൻഡന്റ് ആണ്, അത് വേറൊന്നിനെയും ഡിപ്പെൻഡ് ചെയ്യത്തില്ല. അതേസമയം V1 ആൻഡ് I2 ഇൻപുട്ട് വോൾട്ടേജും ഔട്ട്പുട്ട് കറണ്ടും ഈ പാരാമീറ്ററിനെ ഡിപ്പെൻഡ് ചെയ്യും. I1 V2 എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ പാരാമീറ്ററിനെ ഡിപ്പെൻഡ് ചെയ്യുന്നു അസ്യൂം ചെയ്യുന്നു. അതാണ് ഹൈബ്രിഡ് മോഡലിൽ. അങ്ങനെയാണെങ്കിൽ ഇഫ് ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് ലൈക്ക് ദാറ്റ്, ദെൻ ഇൻ ഓർഡർ ടു റെപ്രസെന്റ് എ ചേഞ്ച് ഇൻ വോൾട്ടേജ് V1, ഈ V1ന്റെ ചേഞ്ച്, വാട്ട് ഈസ് ദ ചേഞ്ച് ഓഫ് V1 വിത്ത് റെഫറൻസ് ടു ദിസ് ഇൻഡിപെൻഡന്റ് വേരിയബിൾസ് എന്ന് പറയണമെങ്കിൽ ഐ ക്യാൻ റൈറ്റ് ആസ് dV1. മൈ ചേഞ്ച് വിൽ ബി ഈക്വൽ ടു എന്താ, ഇതിന്റെ ചേഞ്ച് വിത്ത് റെഫറൻസ് ടു dV1. How can I write it? The change of dI1 with the reference, the change of the sensitivity of the current I1 to the voltage V1. അതിനെ എനിക്ക് എങ്ങനെ റെപ്രസെന്റ് ചെയ്യാം? I can write it in our partial differentiation form as dV1 partial differentiation dou V1 by dou I1 into dou I1. So this will cancel and it will be D1 itself plus the sensitivity this dou V1 divided by dou V2 into dou V2. I can write the equation like this. Okay, similarly if I have to study the sensitivity of this current I2, ഈ I2 ൽ ഉണ്ടാകുന്ന വ്യത്യാസം, I2 ന് എന്തെങ്കിലും വ്യത്യാസം പറഞ്ഞാൽ എന്ത് ചെയ്യണം? I1 കാരണം എന്തെങ്കിലും വ്യത്യാസം ഉണ്ടോ എന്ന് അറിയണം, ആസ് വെൽ ആസ് V2 കാരണം എന്തെങ്കിലും ചേഞ്ച് ഉണ്ടോ എന്ന് അറിയണം. So what will I do? I will partial differentiate with dI2 by dI1 into dI1 plus dI2 by dV2 into dV2. Okay, if you can remember this, you just study this. Otherwise what I will tell you is we can represent it in a very simple way. How can I represent it? That is V1 should be expressed as a function of I1 and V2. V1 എന്ന് പറയുന്ന ഡിപെൻഡന്റ് പാരാമീറ്ററിനെ നമ്മൾ I1 ന്റെയും V2 ന്റെയും ടേംസിലേക്ക് മാറ്റുക. അപ്പൊ ഞാൻ ചുമ്മാ ഒരു ഇക്വേഷൻ കൊടുക്കും, ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് I1 ആയിട്ട് റിലേറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നതിന് I will call it as H11 I1 plus H12 V2 ഇങ്ങനെ എഴുതും. അതെങ്ങനെയാണെന്ന് മനസ്സിലായോ? If you don't understand that, then I will again tell you in some other way. Wait. So in general we have two circuits, we have a two-port network, and here this is the input port and this is the output port. ഇത്ര എല്ലാവർക്കും മനസ്സിലായി കാണുമല്ലോ. ഈ two-port നെറ്റ്വർക്കിന്റെ ടേംസിലാണ് we are explaining in terms of this two-port network. Okay, so this is my current I1 and this is my current I2. Okay, അപ്പം ഇതിനകത്ത് ഇപ്പം we are representing this our current I2 and V1. We are representing our current I2 and V1 in terms of, these are represented in terms of independent parameters I1 and V2. ഇങ്ങനെയാണ് പറയുന്നത്. Okay, അപ്പം ഈ ഔട്ട്പുട്ട് കറണ്ടിനെ കണ്ടുപിടിക്കണം, ഇൻപുട്ടിൽ കൊടുക്കേണ്ട വോൾട്ടേജും കണ്ടുപിടിക്കണം. സോ I2 should be represented as a function of I1 and V2 and V1 should be represented as a function of I1 and V2. അപ്പൊ എന്ത് ചെയ്യും, ഞാൻ മെട്രിക്സ് ഫോമിൽ, ഇങ്ങനെയുള്ളതിനെ നമുക്ക് സർക്യൂട്ട്സ് ആൻഡ് നെറ്റ്വർക്കിൽ മെട്രിക്സ് ഫോമിൽ എഴുതുമ്പോൾ അല്ലേ എളുപ്പമായിട്ട് പറയുന്നേ. സോ ഞാൻ അതിനെ എഴുതുവാണ്. ഐ ഹാവ് ടു റെപ്രസെന്റ് എന്തൊക്കെയാ കണ്ടുപിടിക്കേണ്ടത്? V1 and I2. I am writing like this, V1 and I2 parameter variation should be represented in terms of I1 and V2. Should be represented in terms of I1 and V2. Okay, അപ്പം അതിന് I have to represent using H parameter അല്ലേ. അപ്പൊ ഈ matrix I have to fill this matrix. So what I will do, I will simply write H11, H12, H21, H22. ഞാൻ ഇങ്ങനെ എഴുതുന്നതുകൊണ്ടുള്ള അഡ്വാൻറ്റേജ് എന്താ? So that I can represent V1 is equal to H11 I1 plus H12 V2. എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഈ V1 ഡിപ്പെൻഡന്റ് വോൾട്ടേജിനെ I can write in terms of I1 and V2. I1 ന്റെ ടേംസിൽ എഴുതുമ്പോൾ എന്താ വരിക? V1 is equal to H11 I1 plus H12 V2, and I can also write I2 is equal to H21 I1 plus H22 into V2. So for hybrid model, what you have to study? You have to by heart this equation. ഈ equation by heart ചെയ്യണം. ഓക്കെ, അപ്പം ഇതാണ് നമ്മളുടെ ജനറൽ കണ്ടീഷൻ. ഓക്കെ, ഇതിനകത്ത് we have to find out. We don't know what is this H11, H12, H21, H22 എന്താന്ന് നമുക്ക് അറിയില്ല. സോ നമ്മൾ എന്ത് ചെയ്യണം? We have to find out H11, H21, H12, H22. എങ്ങനെ കണ്ടുപിടിക്കാം? How can we find out this H11 and H22 or H12 or H21? We can find out by, we have two independent variables അല്ലെ, രണ്ട് ഇൻഡിപെൻഡന്റ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഉണ്ട്. I1 എന്ന് പറയുന്ന ഇൻപുട്ട് കറന്റ് സോഴ്സും V2 എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ ഔട്ട്പുട്ട് വോൾട്ടേജും ഉണ്ട്. അതായത് ഇൻപുട്ട് കറന്റും ഉണ്ട്, ഔട്ട്പുട്ട് വോൾട്ടേജും ഉണ്ട്. We can make either of the two parameters to 0. ഏതേലും ഒരെണ്ണം. As if we have studied in superposition theoremത്തിന്റെ കാര്യം പറഞ്ഞ പോലെ തന്നെ സൂപ്പർപൊസിഷനിൽ എങ്ങനെയാ നമ്മൾ പറഞ്ഞത്? We said that നമുക്ക് എങ്ങനെ ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും? ഏതേലും ഒരെണ്ണത്തിന് 0 ആക്കിയിട്ട് we will find the response for the other source. Similarly, എന്ത് ചെയ്യും? മുമ്പത്തേനെ ആക്റ്റീവ് ആക്കിയിട്ട് ആദ്യത്തേനെ 0 ആക്കിയിട്ട് we will find the response for the second source also. So we have V1 എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ we have H11 1 to I1. So how will we do? First I will make this I1 to 0. Okay, first case I will make this I1 to 0. What will happen if I make this I1 to 0? This I1 will be 0. So what will be my equation? V1 is equal to H1 to V2. Okay, if അതായത് case 1 I am writing case 1. What I am doing? I am making my I1 is equal to 0. What do you mean by this I1 is equal to 0? I1 is equal to 0 means there is no current flow here, which means that there is no input. There is no input. That is, I1 is equal to 0 implies that the input is open circuited. If our source is open circuited, input is open circuited. Case 1, I1 is equal to 0, input is open circuited means we will get V1 is equal to H11 I1 is 0. So H1 to V2, which means that H12 is equal to V1 divided by V2 at I1 condition. I1 is equal to 0. Okay, what is this V1 by V2? V1 is input voltage, V2 is output voltage. Okay, so what is the ratio between input voltage and output voltage? We know that the voltage gain AV can be written as the ratio of the output voltage divided by input voltage, that is AV. That gain we will call it as forward voltage gain. Forward voltage gain. What is forward voltage gain? That is the amplification of the voltage happened while transferring from the input to output. Okay, that is what happens, how much voltage is magnified from when it travels from input to output. That is forward voltage gain. Output voltage divided by input voltage, we call it as forward voltage gain. But what we have got? We have got V1 by V2. Okay, so if V2 by V1 is forward voltage gain, then what will be V2 by V1? Sorry, V1 by V2. What we call for V1 by V2? V1 by V2 is the reverse, okay, or inverse, or I can call it as reverse voltage gain. Okay, we can call it as reverse voltage gain. Okay, so what is the name for H12? So we can say H12 hybrid parameter. What is H12? H12 can be called as the reverse voltage gain. Reverse voltage gain at input open circuited. At input open circuited. This I have applied I1 is equal to 0 for our first equation. Similarly, if I am applying I1 is equal to for second equation, what is our second equation? Second equation is I2 is equal to H21 plus H22 V2. If I am applying I1 is equal to 0 here, then what will happen? Then our I2 will be equal to H22 into V2, or I can say H22, that is H22 is equal to I2 by V2. H22 is equal to I2 by V2. What is I2 by V2? I2 is the output current. I2 is the output current and V2 is the output voltage. Okay, that is output current by output voltage. I by V, we call it as output admittance, isn't it? V2 by I2, V by I nu parna impedance aanu, I by V nu parnal admittance. So I2 by V2 we call it as output admittance. So how can we call this term H22? H22 can be notated as output admittance with input open circuited. Input open circuited. Okay. And next what we have to do is, we have done in case 1, we have made I1 is equal to 0. Similarly, for case 2, what we will do? We will make our second parameter. What is second parameter? V2. V2 is equal to 0. What do you mean by V2 is equal to 0? V2 equal to 0 means our output is short circuited. Output is shorted. Output is short circuited or maximum load. Maximum current flow. Okay. So what happens when the output is short circuited? V2 is equal to 0. So if I am substituting my equation, first equation V1 is equal to H11 I1 plus H12 V2. This V2 term is equal to 0. That is, I can say my H11 is equal to V1 by I1. Isn't it? I can say H11 is equal to V1 by I1. That is equal to, what is V1 by I1? Impedance, isn't it? So it is input impedance. Input impedance at output shorted or with output short circuited. So H11 we can call it as input impedance at output short circuited. Similarly, what will happen if I am putting this for this I2, when I2 is equal to H21 I1 plus H21 I1 plus H22 into V2. What happens when our V2 is equal to 0? H21 is equal to H21 is equal to, then I can say H21 is equal to I2 by I1. What is I2 by I1? I2 is the output current by input current. Output current by input current, what is it? That is the current gain. So I can call it as a current gain. So we can call it H21 as forward current gain. We can call it as forward current gain. So we have studied what are the 4 H parameters. Okay. Shall I summarize it? What are the 4 H parameters we know? The 4 H parameters we know are, I can redraw this. I can I can rewrite this equation, that is V1 is equal to H11, V1, I2 is equal to H11, H12, H21, H22 into I1 and V2. This, like this I can write, okay, my equation. And you should also know what is our H11. What is our H11? We should know what is H11, H12, H21 and H22. Okay, what is H11, H12, H21 and H22. So what was H11? H11 we call it as H11 is equal to V1 by I1. H11 is equal to V1 by I1 at V2 is equal to 0. So what is the name for H11? The name for H11, V1 by I1, that is input impedance with output short circuited. Input impedance with output short circuited. That is our H11. Similarly, what is our H12? How can we write our H12? That is H12 is equal to, this is H12. H12 is V2 by V1, isn't it? H12 is V1 by V2. V1 is equal to H11 I1 plus H12 V2. So, H12 is equal to V1 by V2 at, what is our condition? I1 is equal to 0. So, how can I write H12? How can I name my H12? H12, I can call it as yes, it is V1 by V2, that is reverse voltage gain. Okay. Reverse voltage gain with I1 is equal to 0, that is input open circuited with input open circuited. Okay, and what is our H21? What is our H21? Can you tell me? What is our H21? H21 is equal to, similarly, what is our H21? We have to study. H21 is equal to, this is H21. So, I2 is equal to H21 I1 or H21 is equal to I2 divided by I1 at my V2 is equal to 0. So, how can I call this H21? I2 by I1, that is forward current gain with output short circuited. Okay, and finally we have to study our final one. What is the final one we have to study? That is H22. H22 is equal to, how can I write my H22? H22 is equal to, how can I write it? This is H22. So, I2 is equal to I1 H21 plus V2 H22, or I can write it as H22 is equal to I2 by V2 at my, which one is constant? I1 is equal to constant. I1 is equal to 0. Sorry, I1 is equal to 0. So, how can I call it as? I can call it as output admittance. Output admittance with input